When I think about depression, I think it looks a lot like this. Chaos. Not knowing a lot of what things look like, not being able to make sense of it. It looks a lot like utter nonsense. You don't understand it, you can't claim to understand it. We can understand why it happens. We can understand how it happens. We can understand, I guess, what it is. But it's hard to understand going through it. And going through it is difficult. It's not fun. It drains your energy. Drains your motivation. Sometimes strips you of some of the most important things to you. Happiness. Being able to enjoy life. Being able to pursue what you love to do. It's one of those things where I'd say it's one of the reasons why I haven't been able to be faithful in creating content. As much as I love creating content, it's just, life is hard. That's the reality of the situation. And depression isn't easy, you know? But I wanted this to be a real talk. That there is cause to go on. That as much as it may seem bleak, to never give up. Trust me, I've been to that point where I've wanted to just give up, give in, let nature take its course. I've gone through points at which I've wanted to just disappear, where I didn't care if I lived or died, but I knew living was painful. But see, something kept me going. I can't explain what it is that keeps me going, or that kept me going through this. Was it relationships? I don't know. I don't have many people that I'm close to nowadays. Was it family? To be honest, the way that I felt like my family was against me. I know that they love me, and I know that they want everything to be the best for me. But still, when you're in the midst of depression, it seems the entire weight of the world is on your shoulders. And was it faith? I don't know. It very well may have been. I'm at a place right now where faith may be one of those few things that is holding me on, that is keeping me anchored. Because I do have belief. But other than that, right now, I don't know what to expect. But I saw something interesting recently. The answer to depression is not happiness, is not more depression, or more sadness, or the laughs, or the jokes, or all the memes. As much as we may enjoy those things in moderation or in excess, at the end of the day, they still leave you feeling empty. And I mean, this would come from times where I would just binge watch YouTube or eat too much, hoping that I'd get sick. And then getting sick, that I just wouldn't be able to continue on. Hoping that just exhaustion would take me. And then that would be the end. But it wasn't the end. I'm still here doing this. I'm still here making what is a very hard talk to make. Because again, it's one of those things where life sucks. It's not easy. And I get it. I've gone through some of my loneliest times like this, where I find no joy out of the things that I would normally enjoy doing, where work is almost destroying me, where school is unable to even be completed, not able to continue studying, to continue progressing and learning, and I almost feel like I'm regressing, like I'm taking steps back. Again, it's like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, and carrying it is hard. So hard it makes you want to quit. But then there's warmth. Sometimes a smile, a hug. Sometimes that's all it takes. Someone to remind you that you're human, that you matter. And it's taken small forms for me. Just where it has been those things like hugs, or just caring for me. And it may seem selfish to talk about it like this. I'm normally not the kind of person who wants things to be about me, me, me. But yet at the root of it, depression, suicide, in reality, it's all very self-centered. But it does come to warmth. None of that just petty lust or pursuit of happiness. Like no one night stand, or no binge spending, or amount of ice cream, or whatever other sweets you enjoy, is going to make depression just disappear. No amount of drugs or alcohol, none of that. No. If anything, I think they only make matters worse. But no, it's important to have people in our life. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to say that I've had a lot of people. Especially not that know me, or that know what's going on, or just how deeply I've been struggling with it. But at the same time, I hope that maybe this is what it takes for you. Like, if you're in this situation, if you're struggling to go on, that it keeps you going on, that it keeps you in the fight. Because see, it's not necessarily about winning. It's not necessarily about solving all of life's mysteries and all of life's problems. A lot of times it's about just surviving. Just staying afloat. Like trying to beat off everything around you, and all you have is a stick. Well, at the same time, hey, let's grab more sticks. Let's keep fighting. And I don't know where I am in this. It's one of those where I feel like even just this talk itself is going to be super depressing. Just going to be one of those things where it almost seems more sad, more melancholy. And that some of you guys that normally would watch haven't made it this far. Haven't listened in on all of this. But I'm okay with that. Because the ones that do care, the ones that this does affect, I know that this is one of the things that's helping me, and I'm hoping it's one of the things helping you. Maybe another part of it is coming to that point of release. Coming to that point where you can clear your mind, find time to just get out, to really just basically soft reset yourself. Take some time to think about life and that it matters and that you matter. And in that, you find a lot of freedom. And you'd think that letting go is would achieve the exact opposite of what it does. Where letting go is where you just lose. Letting go is where you just give in. Where letting go is failure. But oftentimes in life, I found that letting go is the answer. And holding on tightly to money, the fastest way to lose money is to hold on super tightly to it. The fastest way to lose relationships is to hang on too tightly to them. Perhaps the biggest way that we lose this fight is hanging on too desperately to it. We admit that we're depressed, but we hold on to the depression so much that it eats us alive. Does it go away? Not instantly. And trust me, this is still a fight that I'm fighting, that I'm struggling with. It's still something that I'm in. I'm nowhere near in the clear. But at the same time, I know that it's worth fighting. That even though there have been times I've wanted death, something keeps me alive. And as long as I'm being kept alive, I'm going to keep fighting. Now I know this may have come around in loops again and again. I feel like I talk in circles sometimes. And I wonder why a lot of you even listen to me. Why you care about my content. Why you take the time out of your busy schedules to listen to what I do, to what I say. And just one person. I'm not sure how much impact I can make in the world, but at the same time, it comes down to that same reason of don't stop fighting. It doesn't mean I'm not going to stop trying. It doesn't mean I'm not going to attempt to make an impact wherever I can. And as I wrap this up, I'm hoping that you continue on too. That you find your place where you can take hold of, where you can let go of depression, where you're not hanging on too tightly, where you can find release, where you're not pursuing the cure to depression so desperately that's causing you more depression. No. Certainly what I've hoped for in doing this is release. Is being able to be at peace with my situation, where I am, and keep moving ahead. as long as you guys are in this fight with me, I'm keeping it going. Perhaps it's not the most rallying statement, the most exciting thing to hear. Doesn't get the blood boiling. I know it doesn't for me. But at the same time, there's peace to be found in release. And it's one of those things where I've needed it for a long time.